やりますか。
As far as the chaos we find ourselves in these days, it's difficult to say which side pulled the trigger first. Erusia deployed an automatic intercept system with drones. Osea implemented long-range attacks to bypass them. So Erusia decided to sabotage Osea's communications and navigation technology. Erusia couldn't launch a satellite themselves, but they were still able to hack the software of the Osean transmission and navigation systems. Before Osea even noticed, half of their satellites were hijacked. That's when things got ugly. In an attempt to knock out each other's capabilities, both forces launched fighters loaded with anti-satellite missiles at the same time. Only military satellites were targeted. However, their destruction created a debris field in orbit, which wiped out scores of other satellites, both private and government-owned. What kept the world relatively sane up to that point had been free-flowing data and information. But now, those were gone. All that remained was chaos and confusion. Government and civilian broadcasts and transmissions were cut off. The flow of information had ceased. Forces on both sides of the conflict now found themselves unable to communicate with their superiors. Many of the smaller countries annexed by Erusia and yearning for their independence seized the opportunity and started their own uprisings. As for why some of Osea's military decided to break off from the main force and continue on their own, I have no idea. Perhaps there was some sort of dispute over the chain of command. The continent that had once seen wars that were only fought between Osea and Erusia was now full of numerous conflicts between rival leaders vying for power. Insurgencies were everywhere. I even heard a rumor that a group of Osean convicts had rebelled. Rumors. It never ceased to amaze me that even at a crazy time like this, something as trivial as a rumor could find its way here. Communications from corporate were cut off. Apparently, the entire computer network was down. It was a wise decision to make our drones autonomous with AI instead of being radio-controlled. Wise and forward-thinking. Even with their GPS offline, they can still use their sensors to navigate as long as they're working properly. I'm sure the drones are still working perfectly, following their mission orders to the letter. I wish I could upload Mihai's new data to them. But without a connection, I can't upload the software to the active drones. The new ones we're making, though, there should still be enough time to upgrade those before they're activated. I'll be taking the data I've acquired away from the front lines now. Oh, and I'll be taking the girls, too. I told my assistant Masa it was time to get Mihai's granddaughters ready to leave here. She's not much older than the girls, but she has a way about her, and I'm sure she won't have any trouble with them. I saw a plane flying off in the distance. I imagine it was looking for a safer place. The plane had a rose emblem on it.
Erusia's communication networks have been down since their satellites were destroyed. Unfortunately, we are experiencing trouble too. All of Erusia has been affected, and we don't know when things will be back up and running. We're not even sure if this is Erusia's doing. Still, we will follow the strategy that was originally planned, and move on to the next operation after liberating Farbanti. Let's get to it. Since the war began, we've been receiving communications in secret from an officer in the Erusian army.
With the capital under our control, Erusia's radical element is losing support quickly, affecting the balance of power.
HQ is thinking of using the military officer as a way to gain leverage to settle peace negotiations. The officer is currently hiding in the outskirts of Anchorhead Bay, having joined up with support dispatched from the Osean army. The plan is that they'll take a standard vehicle to a rendezvous point at a harbor in the east part of the city, where a helicopter will be waiting.
I would like the new Strider Squadron to provide escort for the officer. Cyclops will remain at the base on standby to serve as defense.
With the communication network currently down in the capital, I very much doubt Arusea will be able to mount a regimented counterattack. However, it is likely that Arusea's intelligence department and the remaining forces who are aware of the officer's movements will interfere. Keep a close eye on the officer and make sure he stays safe. Our victory in Farbanti has given us a golden opportunity to finally end this war. Be safe out there.
Take note that our satellite-based IFF has become unreliable following the recent communications failure. As such, target ID will be done by processing the images from the infrared cameras on your aircraft. Objects will initially appear as unknown on your HUDs, but will be ID'd once you close in on them for a set period of time.
Strider Squadron, you're cleared to taxi.
To the unidentified Ocean craft, this is Captain Carl of the Ocean Army. Are you here for the escort? You're not the squadron I was expecting. Are you really friendlies? Over.
This is Longcaster. Airborne warning and control system for the Ocean Long-Range Strategic Strike Group. Captain Carl, they're on our side.
And those two pilots we've heard about must be here too.
Okay, I hope you're right. Longcaster, are all of these really unknowns?
It's a state of civil war. The Erusian army is fighting itself. There's no guarantee the Oceans won't shoot us in this confusion.
We'll image process the unknowns caught in your cams to identify friend or foe. The process will be faster if you get a close-up, well-centered image.
Meanwhile, we just run if they shoot us, right?
Affirmative. Always identify your target before you fire. War is something I'll never get used to, but tonight has been a total shock. The city under martial law. Gunfire and the roar of jets echoing through the streets.
Caution.
Give me Strider Squadron's IDs. Oh, and hand me that sandwich. Strider 1, AA gun destroyed. AA gun confirmed destroyed.
Cleared up for IDs. What point is there in living? That's the choice of this country.
Entering the Anchorhead Bay area. Buildings will block your line of sight. Make sure to keep track of your objective.
How this war ends depends on this mission. I'm counting on you.
Understood. Target destroyed. ID'd as Ocean forces. Strider Squadron, identify the unknowns along the route. This is AWACS for the LRSSG.
Our info has been updated.
It's Erusian.
They are responding aggressively.
General, if they're conservatives, they'll listen to us. The negotiations were a success, Lancaster. They've opened up a path for us. The more the merrier. We can't see the tops of the roofs from down here. Be on the lookout for enemy ambushes. We made it through the Anchorhead Bay area. We're heading along Highway 208 under the bridge. We're taking the coastal highway at the next ramp.
All right.
Locked on bandit.
Strider 4, Fox 2.
There's an unknown on our route. We can't proceed.
Locked on.
Target acquired.
Wait. General managed to convince me.
Listen, those that protect General Labarge are the real patriots. Onward!
There's a vehicle up ahead. It's gonna ask us to pay a toll. Get closer and find out if it's an enemy vehicle.
We'll go. Let's go.
Archive all the footage that we've shot when the communication networks come back online. Strider 1, missile launched.
We need to remind everyone that there's no such thing as a clean floor.
Signs of the clean warfare at the beginning of this war are now gone.
Shaking off enemy lock!
Breaking away. Missile closing on me. It's no good. There's still a car on the road. Just to be safe, we'd better avoid the highway and head for the warehouse district. Lancaster, we're taking a detour. Don't lose us.
Strider 1, the General's route has changed. Keep your eyes on his vehicle. Don't let him out of your sight.
Here comes a traitor, Lombard. This is a wide net they've cast. We really don't want the war to end, do they? Lombard's in that vehicle!
Set up in all the right places.
Missile launched.
We have some enemies coming up behind us. They're gaining on us.
Down any aircraft on approach us! What are you thinking?
We changed our route, but the enemy's still on us. There's a vehicle blocking the road. No response to hails. It's the radicals.
This is a message to all of you fighting out there. Ask yourselves, what is best for our country?
Locked on!
They actually believe that using robots will put an end to bloodshed.
That was too close for comfort.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
It is not machines that make the decisions in war. It's people. Understand that.
Turn right. No, wait, that goes into the ocean. Locked on!
We're the only ones here on our side.
Strider 1, that's what I like to see.
We're almost at landfill number 7. If we can make it through, we'll be in arm's reach of the rendezvous at Gruner Park. Captain Carl, do you have the means to record this conversation? I wish to explain to you the situation inside Erusia. I'm sure the boys listening upstairs will record it. The open declaration of war, expanding the front lines, was all the work of some young Erusian officers. They were referred to as the radicals, but there was an unseen force guiding them. It was technology they borrowed from the Belgians. When they actually went to war, the performance of the attack drones exceeded their wildest dreams. And they were incredibly clean, which got public opinion and the opportunists within the military on their side. They even manipulated the princess. The Belkin technology advanced UAV research within the Erusian Flight Test Center by at least 10 years. They used the flight data from a former ace pilot to create drone AI, but to us it's no different than magic or alchemy. Airplanes are meant to be flown by human beings. For those of you listening in, am I wrong? We're heading towards Grunder Park. Rendezvous point is a helipad on this man-made island. We'll ditch the car and take the helicopter from there.
Stall warning. Stall warning. Stall warning.
Cease fire! Cease fire! We're on your side, you idiot!
An unknown is blocking our scheduled route.
No response. Got a bad feeling.
Houston, News Rod. For the hello Rod. The Patriot of my duty is gone. Nice work, Leo 2. That's a confirmed kill. You are a true patriot.
Strider 1, enemy has a lock.
I'm hit! Get this guy off my back! Open fire on that vehicle!
The VIP is taking fire. His vehicle stopped.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Target acquired.
Missile.
Enemy's got a lock.
Missile. Missile.
Try to help us before we get shot. It's not like this is a tank or anything.
Captain Carl, we have a new rendezvous point. New coordinates are as follows. 263 Tango 4, 1999 Delta Lima. Rescue team says hostiles are making the area too dangerous.
Well, yeah, don't they know nowhere is safe?
Ocean forces at landfill number 7. This is AWACS Longcaster.
That vehicle is one of ours!
Captain's fault is left to a power struggle with their human. It's all gone to hell. Even radio chatters about the Civil War.
We're about to cross Anchor Bridge. There'll be nowhere to hide.
That was something.
Radio? You have one in your cockpit? Yeah, ever since my previous squadron. I've got it taped, nice and secure.
An armored vehicle's behind us. It's a vehicle used by the Erusian forces. Take it out!
Trigger, our VIP is in trouble. Clear the way for it.
Taking fire! Take care of them!
Even in a time of war, it was a mistake to create something like the fuel cell.
So?
We're taking fire! We can't hold off! I didn't think we were gonna make it, but you saved us. Thanks.
Three strikes. What if a member of the penal unit doing crying or playing?
We've almost reached the container area. Watch out for enemy ambushes.
Understood. System failures caused friendly fire incidents among Ocean forces. There are some penal units turning on their former allies.
Those guys shooting up there, aren't they both Oceans?
Caution. Pull up. Caution.
We have no choice! Fire!
Strider 2, evade that missile! The General's vehicle is under attack. Our VIP is taking fire.
We're under attack! Hurry up and do something!
Listen
up. From here on out, all aircraft are prohibited from taking off.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
We made it somehow. Try to get off your ass a little faster next time. We're coming up on a tunnel. We'll need to split up until we reach the exit. There's more to Belgian technology than just UAVs. Thinking IFF designations for one was an astonishing feat. We used it to make drones that resembled Ocean fighters. And then to assassinate Harley, put the blame on enemy fighters. But in the end, Belgian technology only brought chaos to the world.
I can't believe Lucy is responsible for Harlan's assassination.
You talking politics? That's new.
Can't ignore a story like that, right, Trigger?
We just lost a friendly!
You dodged it. Push it, check your six.
Attacking from directly behind you.
Missile. Missile.
UAVs are engaged range. Their autonomous mode must be bugged.
Missile.
It's not patrol service.
Missile.
It's the smooth Charlie Foxtrot.
Bad news. Hostile armored forces outside of the tunnel. I'm thinking that we should go say hi before they ruin the general's day. Got ice on my wings.
This one's all mine.
Missile evaded.
Warning! Missile! Missile in the air!
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, Box 2. Critical escort objective destroyed. Mission failed. Abort mission.
Bad news. Hostile armored forces outside of the tunnel. I'm thinking that we should go say hi before they ruin the general's day.
Strider 1 has crashed.
Bad news. Hostile armored forces outside of the tunnel. I'm thinking that we should go say hi before they ruin the general's day.
The General's a real celebrity. Seems everyone wants to meet him.
Gun confirmed destroyed.
The drones aren't receiving my orders. Travelers wish they could bring me to slave them.
So what? Why are you getting commanding?
Pull up.
We were nearly done for. I couldn't have asked for better timing.
Missile. Missile.
Nice. Glad to see the Oceans attacking the radicals.
Maybe we should join up with them if it means getting rid of those assholes faster.
Take out Eddie in autonomous mode.
Regionalism is part of the infighting within these groups.
Missile.
Our squadron serves General Labarge and we're acting based on our patriotic duty. We've reached the industrial zone. This should be the new rendezvous point. The coordinates are up ahead. Take out any enemies in the surrounding area.
Wilco.
Officers from countries annexed by Erusia have taken multiple groups and declared independence.
Missile.
This is one of ours.
How'd you last, Longcaster? We've been briefed and we're here to help.
Its ID is Erusian.
Fire for the next half hour. We'll have to wait. Don't worry, I won't let anybody through after you.
Almost at the rendezvous. Keep the rear to the others. Understood.
The radicals truly believe boosted drone productions will make up for our losses. They should be taking responsibility for the capital's fall, but instead they're prolonging the war. That is why proper conservatives like myself are moving to regain control. If all goes well, we should be able to sign a truce with Osea quickly.
They don't respond. Shoot them down.
We've reached the rendezvous point. There's the chopper, too.
We turn to in this darkest hour. We need a beacon of light to show us the way. This is the Erusian News Network.
Okay, let's go. We're getting out of here. I've had just about enough of this place. I'd like to offer my thanks to the LRSSG. This should finally bring about a true end to the war.
Understood. Good luck.
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Multiple unidentified aircraft approaching.
This plane is carrying civilians. We have escort fighters, but we do not intend to engage in combat. Please stand down.
a girl on board?
He's not lying about carrying civilians.
No, unless she's a soldier.
Weapon use is prohibited. We've checked footage. It does seem to be a transport with escorts.
I repeat, this craft is carrying civilians. We are not here to fight.
Dr. Schroeder, tell me what's happening.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, but do not attack the civilian liaison.
That's the aircraft we've gone over told me about. The scratches.
There it is. The EASA liaison plane. They engage in witchcraft with broken technology. They're responsible for leading the military down the wrong path.
Wait, unknowns attacking the girl's plane.
Alma, hold on tight.
Lancaster, permission to engage.
Negative.
What?
It could be Ocean fighters. ID them ASAP.
Shit.
That's all we can do.
ID complete. They're Erusian fighters. What the hell is going on?
Stay sharp.
Uh-huh.
Right, I'm shooting them down. Any complaints?
Granted.
Wilco.
How dare you interfere? I'm here to deal with that traitor.
Don't miss.
Aim carefully.
Yeah, good work. Strider 1 has killed a bandit.
Careful, those guys are good. Wait, nothing is supposed to big shots too. I managed to catch a glimpse of three strikes.
Strider 1, target
See you, fighter. Just how long do you plan on getting in my way?
Mine. No good. Shit. Bandit destroyed. Well done.
They're in my way.
Refill 1, enemy locked on. Refill 1, missile closing.
You're almost out of special weaponry.
Nice kill.
Good work. All hostile aircraft eliminated. The liaison is safe. Wait.
The escort fighter is... The drive. They're missing the drive.
What the hell? You gotta be kidding me. Liaison escort has a radar lock. They're targeting you guys.
What the hell? We were just helping them.
Erusian aircraft, this is AWACS Lancaster. Do not engage the liaison. Break off now.
Can you hear me on this channel, Ocean craft? Those escort aircraft are drones. They are currently being operated autonomously. They are not being controlled by anyone. They are flying on their own volition.
What?
In that case, we have no choice but to shoot the
2-30SN
aircraft
映像
now.
が優秀ですよね。
Yes.
We did what we could. Weapons free. You are cleared to attack the escort.
Wilco. Understood.
Wilco.
Missile.
Hey, it's not our fault that for some reason. Why build something like that? Whoever did is the king of all dumbasses.
To build something else entirely.
You can abort the MQ-99 launch. Our commands are overridden. He must be accessing it remotely.
Additional hostiles inbound. Great timing.
Son of a bitch.
This way.
No. The escort must have used its remote activation rights to gain more allies. Clever.
Enemy on your back. a stubborn one on my ass!
Nickel.
Five bandits remaining.
Damn it. They don't have the drive they need.
I'm behind my target.
4 bandits left.
It's not enough to be fully functional. There has to be a time when it should not function. But when?
Nickel.
Data, aren't they?
3 bandits to go. Strider 1, missile launched. Strider 1, target acquired. 2 bandits left. Show them what you got. Warning, enemy has a bead on you. Missile evaded.
上、ポストストールからの返し上。
1 bandit to go.
Strider 1, that's what I like to see. Another story to tell my boy.
Understood. All hostiles have been eliminated. Nice. General's helicopter is flying safely outside Anchorhead Bay. All aircraft, RTB, mission complete.
いい機体です、わら。
All hostiles, huh?
General, the Ocean aircraft is here to pick us up. The approaching Ocean aircraft.
Losing his army? Elaborate. They stole our sealed orders. It should be a piece of cake.
Are you sent by the General's staff? No, we've left it at this. I can't!
There are 3 scratches.
What does that mean?
The tail of that plane.
Lancaster, are all of these really unknowns?
It's a state of civil war.
In order to respond to the attack on the base, Cyclops has scrambled after being on standby. We'll head up too, once our planes are ready. Oh, and Labarth is dead.
What did you say?
Apparently, he was shot down by another Ocean aircraft after he left the area of operations. I mean, I know it was chaos, but still. At any rate, the sealed order operation has come to a close. We have no idea about a plan for going forward.
All we can do for now is watch our own backs.
What's up with the commander?
He's staying in his room. He's still alive, since we can hear him crying.
The island we went to was supposed to have been secured by the ground forces. They hadn't gotten a handle on things by the time we got there, so now we were stuck in the middle of a half-assed campaign. My job was to get the planes ready for combat, making repairs and handing them over to our troop of cons. Thing is, the enemy still had the hangars. The comms were still down, so none of us knew what the hell was going on. The last transmission I heard before everything went to shit was that some prisoners from an Ocean military penal unit rioted and managed to escape. They stole some jets and now they were flying around, taking out their former allies left and right. I wonder if any units like ours were out here, creeping around. Hearing the Ocean jets firing at each other overhead chipped away at morale. Since the radio was out, it was quiet. I liked it better that way. All I heard was the gunfire. Here we were, walking around carrying rifles. We were pilots, damn it. Friendly fire will probably kill us. You know things are desperate when the guards that used to lock us into solitary are now telling us it's better we all stick together. I guess they think our odds of surviving this war are better that way. After walking for miles across the battlefield, we came across the wreckage of a plane. Passenger, not military. I knew that rose. It was an Erusian liaison plane. The guards' dogs smelled something and took off. They led us to a cliff. And the bodies.
Today, I lost everything. When Osea attacked our capital, my father, a man who was never really suited to being the king, was killed. I was to be flown out of the war zone to safety, but the plane was shot down by rebels. The entire crew was killed in the crash. Soldiers appeared and one shot at me. My dog went after him and shot him to pieces. He was my best friend. After all those speeches I gave about working together for peace, I thought everyone felt the same as I did. I'm sure the soldier who shot at me knew I was the Princess of Erusia. He was Erusian too. More soldiers have come. Now, there's no one left to protect me. I am so numb, I cannot move. I watch as one of their dogs approaches. It sniffs mournfully at my dead friend. I wonder if it grieves for him as much as I do. I can barely think. I feel weaker by the minute. I don't know who these soldiers are with, but I managed to take a sip of the water they gave me.
How long have you been here?
Somehow, I muster the courage to answer the woman's question. I tell her I've been there 3 days.
ローザ姫をこの手で撃墜したかったな。名前付き輸送機はマッキンゼイかシローデルだし。
What would they do if they knew I was the Erusian princess? After searching the cockpit of the plane, the woman who spoke to me before came back to me.
This is an air-to-ground tactical radio. It still works!
I noticed she walked with a limp. She knelt down next to me and asked her companions to give me some food. And then, very softly, she said,
"You see, I used to listen to your broadcasts, Your Royal Highness."
Just what did you see here?
Okay, enough talk. Your opinions have all been taken into consideration. Beyond the seizure of Forbanti, which is important, and supporting the Erusian officer. At this point, I just don't know what our strategy is, or what our mission will be. Radio communication is still patchy for both the military and civilians, so we're getting zip from Mission Command about our orders. Still, with countless Erusian forces in the area, it's too dangerous for us to stay around here waiting for a miracle. Now, regarding Count's suggestion to think about self-defense, I think we should make a break for Tyler Island. It was a large Osean base before the start of the war. Count says his previous squadron took part in an operation to seize control of the island. It has the only base that will get us to the space elevator without refueling. It's also a transport facility for supply ships that provide drones and ammo for arsenal birds. For the Osean forces that are looking to reclaim the space elevator, those are two great reasons in its favor. If everything went according to plan, the base may already be in Allied hands when we get there.
Though based on what Count told me about the island operation, it won't be easy to seize control.
If the ground troops have managed to open the bridgehead, the transport route to Osia for supply ships should be available.
So much at stake, I can't imagine Erusia just giving it up without a fight. Things could really have gone bad.
Even if there are enemies left, they should be pretty easy to suppress.
I just want to go home, man.
Me too.
With that look on your face, Trigger, I know exactly what you want.
If Trigger's ready to kick ass, then so am I.
Damn straight. We're with you, Trigger.
It's decided then. Let's get all the aircraft and haul ass to Tyler Island. Although we can avoid the Arsenal Bird's anti-air network, there's still remnants from the Erusian forces. I want to get to the island without getting into any unnecessary combat. Pick a fast craft and fix it how you want. Pack for a long trip, but remember, if you drag your ass, you'll get left behind.
Strider Squadron, sortie ASAP.
This is Tango 2-3, pursued by multiple tanks and APCs.
They'll all go down if we don't pull back the landing craft. It's what? Abandoned Tango 2-3?
Something's not right.
Tango 2-3, we don't have the firepower to assist you. You're on your own.
Please, we need help.
Wagtail is on the Ocean landing ship. What's going on? What did you say?
Multiple bogies inbound. Damn it. Prepare for anti-air combat.
This is the AWACS Longcaster. The aircrafts in your area belong to the LRSSG.
Allied aircraft. A retreating vehicle is taking fire. Requesting assistance.
Roger. ID complete.
Their artillery fire just missed us off our starboard side. Shit. I have a solid
Target hit.
Our air support is here.
Update us on Tyler Island.
Couldn't be worse. Our forces are scattered and on the run.
They're on the run?
Under attack! We were waiting for retreating units here to carry them out to safety.
Target acquired.
Thank God. Friendly bird!
Target destroyed.
Do me a favor, Longcaster. Many of our allies are cut off. We need support and an escape route.
Understood. We'll do what we can. Let's help retreating Ocean forces. Take out any hostiles in their area. Don't engage till targets are ID'd.
The boots on the ground don't need more people shooting at them.
Thanks. It's absolute chaos out there. The Erusians are even starting to fight amongst themselves.
Well, now we know what's going on, but shit.
We don't need to defeat them. Just lay there, got it.
They're Erusian. Jesus, they're firing at each other. Is this the norm around here?
It's all crazy people.
We are in the middle of a mission to take back the mass driver. The supply ship is a munitions depot. It's highly combustible.
There's more over here. The bodies of dead civilians. I don't think they were part of the fight. Guys, we're all lined up. No, we're not combatants. Some of them are away. I can guess what happened here. Really don't want to think about it. Crap, let's move this faster. It's a blatant war crime. Take photos of evidence.
This independent special security squadron is demanding to be let into base.
Shit. Those guys do something good work.
Roger. Enemy has a lock on you. UAV confirmed destroyed.
Just got the photograph. The men say they want to kill the proper area.
Enemy on Strider 1, we've identified the unknown targets.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Tank is destroyed.
We're outnumbered, taking heavy losses. We can't even run. The enemy will shoot us in the back.
Don't pursue too deep. We just need to buy some time. Hold them at bay until Operation Feeding Time. Lure them away from the masked driver.
ID complete. Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
Surrendering your neck. Our guys will take care of free strikes.
Good. We need help. Go with us. See the enemy APC from there?
Strider 1, missile launched. Target acquired.
If you lose your legs, then crawl. You can surrender when you lose your hands.
All aircraft, search every nook of the island. We're not leaving anyone behind. Target destroyed.
Calling friendly birds. Take out the hostiles in our area. Get us out of this hellhole. We need help or we're still up and running. Did it. We're moving out. Leave the dead behind. If you let them... We'll go back to this island one day and send them off properly. I count 12 dead bodies here. They seem to be upper middle class. Big ones nearby, so they could be researched in their family. Most likely, they were involved with Delta. This whole operation is crazy. Stop whining. If you see 3 strikes, count to 3, and the enemy's gone.
Cyclops 3. Our last vehicle has been destroyed. Let's get out of here.
Let's get moving. Hit the gas and don't let up until we reach the extraction point. I don't want to see anyone. Hostile or friendly. Get out there and do something.
An explosion inside. Continue the countdown. The enemy's not stupid. We're after the supply ship. Do the countdown. There's still one arsenal bird left. If we can pull it from the bombs, then Arusio will have a fighting chance. We can't distract the supply ship. Don't fight with your backs to the supply ship. If it's hit, we're done for.
Missile. Missile.
Our guys just got the enemy here. What do we do now? Him in the tank!
Allied retreat looks good.
Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Help me! Gather all the wounded together.
Missile.
Wait, multiple bogies from the east.
Their timing tells me they're not here to bring good news.
Missile.
We need to ID the bogies. Take them down if they're hostile.
Understood.
Missile. Missile.
Bogies inbound. Escort fighters, we're counting on you. You should be fired, even if we're not fired upon? Of course. Chase off the bogies. There's no way they're ours. Almost there. Commence Operation No Return. These are unguided. Stay on course.
Strider Squadron, we're near an armada of bogies. Identify them.
Stall warning.
Strider 1, last one. Identification complete. It's Erusian bombers and their escorts.
Count's prophecy has come true. Take out all bombers. They'll flatten our allies.
Plenty of civilian casualties as well. Precision bombing is impossible in these conditions. Maybe they know they can't. We're gonna drop them all.
Missile.
Trigger, boss, get over here quick.
Missile. 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 Caution. Pull up.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
Stall warning. Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Missile. 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 Missile.
The bombers are nearing the island. We're running out of time.
Missile. Missile.
Entering cloud cover.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Eliminated co-conspirators also have points to answer for.
Locked on bandit.
Taking out many of our aircraft. Use extreme caution.
More bombers approaching. Intercept them now.
Clouds are everywhere. Where's the enemy? Launch control. This is Flight Leader. All systems ready. We are a go for launch.
This is launch control. The enemy is closing. Confirm launch readiness.
Affirmative. This is our last chance for Operation Feeding Time.
Launch control. Roger that.
Intercept those bombers.
Missile. Missile.
Only half the bombers remain. We can't let even one get away.
Ammunition 0. Missile. Missile.
Grenade locked on.
Target is down. The bombers are about to reach the island. Shoot them down now.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
I'm on my target's
Missile.
tail.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Missile evaded.
Missile.
Grenade locked. Grenade behind my target.
Missile.
All enemy bombers have been destroyed. We did it. Continue with your mission.
Have we flanked the enemy and strike them from behind?
It's fine if we take a little damage. We need to finish this fight now.
Strider 1, bandit splashed.
Missile.
Target acquired.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Warning, enemy has a bead on you.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Don't let anyone other than our leaders defeat the
Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Missile. Missile.
Locked on.
We only need an hour tops. We need the advantage to put the enemy down.
That goes to a feed. 2 tanks left, but they're running on fumes and low on ammo. Get in the landing craft. Many thanks, Lancaster. We didn't have to leave our boys to die.
Understood.
Ammunition 0. Missile.
Missile away.
Missile. Missile.
Hey you, dumbass with a scratches on his tail. Hear me? I need you to help some people. There's a group of refugees surrounded by Erusian tanks right here. Needless to say, their future's not looking too bright.
This is a secure military line. Who is this?
Me? You can call me the Scrap Queen.
Lancaster, she's an ally. Trigger and I'd know that voice anywhere.
That voice. So you're still breathing, Sir Count.
Here, let me have a word. Hey, it's been a while. I had a feeling the two of you were still alive. Remember, stick with Trigger and you'll make it.
We have a bit of intel for you. We'll share it if you can help those refugees.
Count me in.
That's right.
Echo 13. All hostiles are down.
Understood. This is our last chance. We'll see how far we can go.
Missile. Missile.
Destroyed all of the targets. All bogies should be ID'd now. Mission complete.
Missile.
Okay, Scrap Queen.
Missile.
Send us the target coordinates.
Missile.
I was thinking about how I'd do that.
Don't you have a laser target indicator?
Why would she...
Use the smoke canister. And who's taking this to the enemy's doorstep? Not me. Wait, you moron! Wait! What are you doing, dumbass? Here! Attack right here!
Lancaster, we've confirmed the location of the flare.
That's them. All aircraft, we just updated your threat matrix via data link. Take out those targets.
Don't miss. We don't want to hit the pretty ladies down there.
Missile.
Hurry!
Missile. Missile. Caution. Pull up. Missile.
Good job! The enemy tanks are toast. I don't think I could even do anything with that scrap.
Missile. Missile.
Everyone knows it. No other reason.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Missile away.
Pull up.
Hurry!
Get moving!
Missile. Missile.
Missile hit.
They're not refugees. They're criminals.
Roger that. Make them stop singing!
Damn it.
That's them. All aircraft, we just updated your threat matrix via data link. Take out those targets.
Don't miss. We don't want to hit the pretty ladies down there.
Missile.
Hurry!
Missile. 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 Caution. Pull up. Missile. Missile. Missile.
Good job! The enemy tanks are toast. I don't think I could even do anything with that scrap.
Missile. Missile.
Everyone knows it. No other reason.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Hurry!
Get moving!
Caution. Pull up.
That takes care of them. No civilian casualties. Nice going. Do you hear the singing?
Beginning terminal countdown. Pressure stable. Cooling system is on.
Lancaster, a promise is a promise. Here's the intel. I heard it from an Erusian soldier that defected. The supply ships will be launched soon.
Yeah, that is valuable information.
That doesn't sound good.
But can it be trusted?
Not sure. Heard it from a man who said he wanted to atone for his sins.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Launch. 1, 2, 3. The mass driver is accelerating.
The supply ships have been launched from the mass driver. If the supply ships make it to the Arsenal bird, they'll be able to resupply it. They may be loaded with new weaponry that we don't even know about. We have no choice but to take down the supply ships before they can get within the Arsenal bird's air defense network. You've got to hurry or you're not going to make it. 3 minutes to the enemy's air defense network.
Supply ships are on the schedule.
All aircraft, remain on high alert. We got bandits incoming on radar. You're gonna have to forget about them for now. Focus on destroying that supply ship first.
We're sitting ducks like this.
If we let the supply ship get too far away, we'll never be able to catch it.
Striker 1, lightning strike.
If the operation fails, we've failed everyone who helped.
The target's using cloud cover to hide itself. Don't worry, we know where it's headed. Did you see that explosion? Looks like that's one of them down.
Remember, there are 2 supply ships out there. Hurry up and shoot the other one down.
Which one first?
Don't try to follow after the supply ships. Stick close to trigger.
We've recalculated the remaining time. 90 seconds to the enemy's air defense network.
Don't lose them!
60 seconds remain.
Don't overshoot.
The missile hit the supply ship dead on. Hope you're all enjoying the pretty fireworks. If this thing had any windows, we could have seen it for ourselves. Nice work, team.
We're gonna find ourselves a boat and leave this island. We'll be taking the refugees, along with any deserters from the Erusian military.
Who's the girl that ran at the tanks with the smoke canister? A few more crazies like her, and life down there may have been a tad bit easier.
What do you think would have happened to those refugees if you hadn't intervened? The princess saw what happened. They were little kids.
That's why I like the sky. I like to see those types of things.
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Does this mean we're that much closer to ending the war?
No, we just basically prevented it from going on forever.
Stall warning.
Count's right.
Stall warning.
We have no choice but to return to our original base. Our base that is nearly out of food and fuel. We need to do something.
Stall warning.
Good. Take a seat. Everyone's here. All right. Good work in sinking the supply ships. Not to mention saving the refugees. However, we're in no position to start celebrating. Even the commander here is starting to fray from the stress.
Can't say I blame him.
Now, Tyler Island is in a state of complete anarchy. This base isn't safe either.
The faces you see around you are the only friends we've got. Take a good look.
We found a boat, then sailed away from the island. We had to. We didn't belong there. The new guy's name was George. I noticed when the anarchist said his name, he said it with a thick Belkan accent. How did you know that he was from Belka?
Well, both my parents were from Belka, so...
You never told me that. They say that Belkans are known for their conspiracies.
That's just a stereotype. Now, I simply stated my honest opinion and was thrown in jail for it.
The princess sat there looking miserable. That was a dumbass stunt she pulled back there, but it got us on this boat. Take a look at that. This ship is heading for a single rope that's hanging down from the sky. Do you know how far the end of that rope reaches?
Outer space.
No. It is a direct connection to the very potential of mankind itself. Or at least it was until war erupted.
It's my strong belief that the rope might be connected to a very distant, faraway source of great conflict and strife. Even long before the war, the whole world started falling apart once Harling began trying to build it. I often wonder what was going through Harling's mind when he was trying to destroy the very thing that so many people were sacrificed in order to create.
Sacrificed? What do you mean?
Have you seen all of those countless old space shuttles on Tyler Island that are no longer in use?
Yeah. I always thought of them as a good source of scrap. They're an obsolete technology that was abandoned during the construction of the space elevator. Which would mean that if the space elevator was destroyed, it would be that much harder for mankind to reach the stars. Until we find another way.
But even then, Harling still went ahead and tried to destroy it. At the cost of his own life.
That's not the way I heard it. What I heard was that he sacrificed himself to protect the tower from an incoming missile.
Oh, I was told he tried to fly his ship into the tower in order to destroy it.
I wonder which story is true, Your Royal Highness.
I don't know. Looking at it objectively, it's reasonable to believe that Harling had both options before him.
When it comes to which one you think he took, I guess it's like a mirror.
Yes, it is. It's like a mirror looking into your own soul, based on whichever choice you believe it was. At the moment, though, I can only see darkness. I think that thing should be destroyed.
It's time for the briefing. Although, since we don't have any contact with HQ, it's not like this is an official mission. Anyway, it looks like the seizure of Tyler Island and the relief from Osea have been postponed. In the meantime, we just have to do what we can to survive. Since losing its capital city of Ferbanti, Erusian forces have separated into smaller, autonomous factions. It looks like Erusia's largest force and leading faction will pass through the area around this base. The space elevator is significant to them, so they're probably heading there.
Should we intercept?
Why? I doubt they're gonna start a fight now.
Our top priority should be to get home. Let's go already.
Yeah. It's not like we have the supplies, power, or even a real reason to put up a fight. But, what are we going to do if they bring the fight to us? We need to be ready to push them back. If we head inland from here towards Erusia, there's an old castle that's been converted into a stockpiling base. Shalaji Castle. It's currently occupied by some of the Erusian forces that broke off, but we need ammo and fuel. They appear to have converted a freeway into a runway, so we can expect them to have the capacity for air combat. But they'll be easier to handle than Erusia's lead faction. While we can't use all our aircraft to attack, the transport carrying the stolen supplies needs support. Okay, Strider Squadron. You head out first, and neuter the dogs at the stockpiling base. Rendezvous with Cyclops Squadron, who who will bring the transport. Then we bring the supplies back to this base.
Got it.
Aircraft are our only threat.
Sounds good.
We'll make it. We're all gonna fly home. Together.
「やっと買えた」
Strider Squadron, aircraft prep complete. You're cleared to taxi.
No Ocean forces are in the region ahead. No allies here. No need to ID your target. We've set a number of priority targets, focusing on their anti-aircraft weaponry. Okay, team, get to work.
Target locked.
Stall warning. Stall warning. Stall warning.
Unidentified aircraft, not sure if friend or foe. Fire anyway. We don't have time to be wondering if they're friendly or not.
So, we capture this base and take the fuel and supplies. That's the plan, right, Trigger?
You take if you want to live. That's how it was where I grew up.
I was just double-checking mission orders, Hushin.
Our anti-air guns are destroyed. Abandon and fall back to our rear position. Retreat!
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Strider 1, target eliminated.
Stall warning. Stall warning. Caution. Caution.
Help is here.
Caution.
No, for the Ocean Army.
Caution.
Protect the base.
There are more vehicles along the road. They don't appear to be military. They're Rusian refugees. They must be fleeing since the conflict got worse.
Unidentified aircraft. Identify at once or we'll open fire.
What are you talking about? They already are firing on us. The enemy's confused.
I know.
Locked on bandit. Trigger has destroyed the target.
Hit them with AA shells and they'll come down. Our anti-aircraft weaponry is down by 30%.
Locked on bandit.
Why are they attacking this base?
The resistance is strong. They seem pretty desperate. So what's this faction split from the Erusian military?
The autonomous state of Shalaji used to be a nation. The region has always leaned towards independence. Those who want to restore their homelands flock to it. Apparently, their core consists of officers from Vaslage, which neighbor Shalaji.
Are they our enemies?
They're our enemy's enemy, but not our friends.
Missile.
They have 4 aircraft!
Missile.
4 planes incoming! Fire more missiles!
Strider 1, target acquired.
Strider 1, target
Hold us! We're unable to use the SAMs! Help me!
Locked on bandit.
That squad's trying to fight us.
Target destroyed.
Star warning.
Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
Star warning. Star warning.
There aren't that many. Aim carefully and take them down.
Coming up on the castle.
Let's hurry up and capture this base so we can get its fuel and supplies.
Shit. I feel like we're a group of burglars.
Don't say that. This is for our survival.
Yeah, I know.
That's Shalaji Castle.
They're here already. Pay for what they do to us, Cal. It'll make us easier to take in both civilians and refugees without discrimination. Get away from the stone buildings and take shelter somewhere sturdier or underground. Drop where you are and cover your head against your jet engines.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you. AA gun confirmed destroyed.
Bandit has a lock.
Stand us out! We're running out of ways to fight back!
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Missile away.
Strider 3 launching missile. Enemy on your back.
Missile. Missile.
The fire set off a chain reaction. At least stop it from spreading. Shit. We still have plenty of missiles left, but the launcher is toast. Please, somebody answer us.
He has a beat on you.
We've lost more than half of our forces. The battle won't last much longer. Let them have our lives. As long as our nation stands, the young will carry on. All of our infantry fighting vehicles and tanks are gone. How much do they want to take from us?
Yeah, they can go on ahead without me.
New hostiles. All aircraft confirmed.
Missile.
This town is of high cultural value. It's unfortunate we had a bombing like we did.
We do what we need to survive, right?
Not something I'll tell my son about.
Enemy missile detected. Evading.
Target destroyed by Strider 1.
Missile.
Enemy
on your back.
Missile.
Why can't we hit our target?
Missile.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
AA destroyed. We're sitting ducks.
Target locked.
Cancel takeoff. Soul Squadron, stand by. Negative. This battle's over if we don't get up there. Along with hope of restoration. Don't worry. As long as we accelerate inside the tunnel, they won't be able to shoot us down that easily.
Their interceptors are in the air.
All right. Getting to takeoff speed inside the tunnel is insane.
Soul Squadron, airborne. Shoot the invaders out of our skies. Good luck, Soul Squadron.
Missile.
Understood.
Missile. Missile.
You are in violation of Shalashi airspace. Turn around and we'll be forced to shoot you down.
This is the Ocean Long Range Strategic Strike Group. Land immediately and hand over your planes and base to us.
You must be the snowbirds. It's absurd for you to be talking so tough after losing one of your leaders at Fabante. You bastard! You defile this country. As long as you're here, this country will never know peace. Shit. I'm out! Ejecting! I hope he's okay. Bailing out under those conditions. I can see his parachute. Let's pray he makes it to safety.
3 to go. Don't let them work together. Back up trigger.
Stall warning.
Wilco. Righto.
Stall warning. Missile. 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 Missile.
Roll's been hit. He's ejected. Damn. We can't even last long enough to buy ourselves some time. As expected, but a lucky shot would be boring.
Some kind of energy weapon. No, it's a railgun.
Strider 1, you have a bogey approaching at high speed. Bearing 090, straight from the east. High-speed projectile launch from enemy aircraft.
I'm testing this aircraft. You must find your own sky. We can still help you. Don't waste your life. Dedicated to reclaiming that which you call home. Furthermore, we must find someone to guide you. I am not that person. Boss Legion Squad will be retreating. Those fighting below are advised to temporarily withdraw. Don't die. As long as we're alive, our hopes and dreams live on.
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Hey, look at the color of that plane. Damn, that's the flames of hell. Time for payback.
Negative. It's no good. I can't get close enough.
Leave it to Trigger. The rest of us will just get in the way. The rest form a perimeter to catch whatever slips through. Wilco. Might just cost us our lives.
The enemy's mobility is still unfazed. Keep up the attack.
Missile. Missile.
Someone to guide us. Wait, I can't think of anyone other than you. Being together with me taught me something. Drone fighters don't belong in the blue. They have no place in the cosmos or the skies. And there with the most legitimate Air Force should be fighting against him.
Targeting correction in progress.
Unidentified aircraft. Land your plane and surrender. Why do you feel the need to continue fighting on your own?
That's funny. It seems like one of the pilots is also fighting alone.
He's not alone. Look around you.
I see. Perhaps it would have been best to entrust the future to pilots like that. Let me test him then, to see if he's truly worthy. Like the sky's been sliced wide open. The experimental unit probably made themselves a new toy.
That bastard's moving in a way that minimizes the damage even when he's hit. Keep firing those missiles until you blow him to pieces.
This weapon is not enough to take down 3 strikes. This aircraft is my body. If they are not enough, then I must put my soul into it. There are pilots like you in every generation, and I've found every last one of them. Not bad.
He's still flying, but his plane's been damaged. Finish him off, Trigger.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
I knew it. Mr. X moves like the drone I saw in Bulgaris. Maybe you've got it backwards. Maybe the drone is the one that moves like Mr. X.
There's gonna be copies of him flying around?
We'd be lucky if they're only in the dozens.
It's a hit. The unidentified aircraft is going down.
He got him. Trigger has splashed a bandit.
Can you hear me, pilot with the 3 strikes? This was all due to my ego. I unleashed pure chaos upon this world, just so I could keep my wings. Put a stop to the drone production.
Is this a message to Trigger? What does it mean?
I don't think this war is over just because we shot down Mr. X. Yeah, it's gonna take something else entirely to end this thing. I just don't know what.
Stall warning. Stall warning. Stall warning. Stall warning.
No Osean forces are in the region ahead. No allies here.
The resupply went well.
レー
We
ザ
should
ー
be
強
okay
い。
on food and fuel reserves for a little while at least. Luckily, the rumor that the Erusian army is advancing nearby is only a rumor. There's no sign of them from the skies. Rumors, rumors, rumors. This is what happens when you lose communications. But we got one good fact. The plane Trigger shot down was an advanced model of the XO-2 Wyvern. It was developed in the last Continental War. Erusia had a lot up their sleeves. Apparently, they were even supposed to have Belkin aircraft back in the First War. What if Trigger couldn't shoot it down? Just thinking about it gives me chills. We're lucky to be here. In war, you never know what's lurking behind the curtains. But it looks like everything's loose now. Solid chain of command, rest periods after sorties, a battlefield where you know friend from foe. All of that's gone now, lost in a fog of confusion. Feels like a distant dream. Now, just how the hell are we gonna get out of this mess?
When we got to the mainland, we found the space elevator's support facility. I guess this was the factory where they built the gigantic structure the elevator traveled in. There was this little girl sitting in front of a mural. When the princess saw her, she shuddered like she'd seen a ghost. The girl had a stuffed animal. This was the day after the shit went down at Tyler Island. She walked right up to the princess, took her hand, and led her into the factory. One thing's for sure, they knew each other. The factory'd been converted to a production line for Erusian drones. It was fully automated and chugging along, making drone after drone after drone. Once they got inside, the princess stopped and just stood there. Another girl was there with a man in a lab coat. He was trying to use his keyboard, but she wouldn't let him. She took a data chip and threw it on the ground. Then she walked over to us and took the gun from the prison guard's holster. She pulled the trigger and destroyed the chip. Later, I found out that the girl with the gun and the one with the stuffed animal were sisters. They were also the granddaughters of Mihai A. Shalaji, the legendary pilot. Gramps used to talk about him. He said Mihai was the top ace from 2 wars ago. Know any Belkans? Because this guy was a Belkan, and they love to stir shit up. Pitting nations against other nations is a particular favorite of theirs, along with developing hyper-advanced technology.
That's right. I'm Belkan, born and raised. My country is gone now. Rather than surrender to its enemy, Belka detonated 7 nuclear weapons on its own soil. My people scattered around the globe, living in the shadows of other countries. We had a new purpose: to breed wars. The theory was that through war, we could achieve our destiny and our revenge. I had just finished inputting Mihai's data when his granddaughter came in. She destroyed the only copy I had of the information I squeezed out of him. The girl loved Mihai. No one knew more than her just how hard I pushed her grandfather for that data, how much I made him sacrifice in the process. I promised his granddaughters that his efforts were not in vain, that it could end this terrible war. But in the end, it only caused more chaos and despair. We were responsible for all this damage, all this tragedy. Now, we were going to pay for it. The Erusians, once our allies, would see to that. I had lost the drive to continue my work, even before I noticed Mihai's granddaughters eyeing me with suspicion that one day. I should have stopped then, for all our sakes. Mihai's granddaughter tossed the gun aside. She said if she resorted to killing, she'd just end up like the rest of us. And by us, she meant everyone, including the princess. Like me, the princess was afraid to look into the girl's eyes. She knew that by encouraging her people, she kept the war going. Mihai and his granddaughter were victims of it, and now, they too were paying the price.
Is this for Belka? Or for Erussia? My grandfather had only one wish: to continue soaring through the endless skies. That was the only place where he felt alive. But I don't even have a country to call home, let alone the sky. The Black Forest, the lake, they are no longer mine. Even though those lands were once cherished by my late mother. We have to learn to put that sense of nostalgia behind us and behave like mature adults.
My homeland. She's right. It feels so far away now. The woman with the rifle approached me. She was focused on more pressing issues.
I checked the computer. All of the data on the legendary ace had already been installed.
No, I pulled it before it was completed. However, there are 2 aircraft that are already scheduled to be manufactured based on that data.
We must destroy the factory.
This isn't the only one. There are more facilities just like it, and the 2 planes containing the data will be manufactured at one of those facilities.
So, this place runs on solar power that the space elevator generates, right? How about the others? We can destroy the space elevator and cut the power to them. First things first, let's take this one out.
I'll show you which locations to target.
I stood there, thinking about that mural by the factory's entrance. Harling commissioned it to be painted. I realized that in the background, behind the dancing figures, the artist had painted several space elevators. I understand now. The space elevator wasn't designed to exploit Erusia after all.
Good. And afterwards, we'll bring down the space elevator itself. No matter why it was built, right now, it's the root of this chaos.
I wonder...
Yes?
I wonder... which path you would choose when looking at Harling's mirror.
Let's get the briefing started.
We've done enough air operations. Just let us go home.
There's no path for us to get home. Whatever direction you fly, it'll be right into a hail of enemy fire. Earlier, we received a communication via the partially restored general network. Here is what it contained. Apparently, the Erusian radicals have gathered around the space elevator, as it's a source of energy. Give the warmongers a powerful energy source, and you give them the luxury to keep on fighting. In response to this, people from both Osea and Erusia have joined forces, and will take down the final Arsenal bird in a saturation attack from the air and the sea. Once that's achieved, they'll take the space elevator from the aggressors.
Has the source been verified?
It could be fake. I hear you. Take a look at what's written at the end. Hey, dumbass. If you want to bring the world back from the brink, go to the lighthouse and see the future.
Dumbass? Sounds familiar.
It certainly does. It's from those guys we met in Tyler Island, the 444 squad. It's a message to all those looking to end the war. But I also think it's a message for Trigger.
Guess we'll do what it says.
Okay. Well then, I'm thinking we go roast that damn bird.
Looks like we're all on the same page. It's time to end this war. Time to fly, guys. Let's go get that Arsenal bird.
「さて、今日はここまでにします。ご視聴ありがとうございました。